Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here today with a video on my first semester of nurse practitioner school. So you guys wouldn't know this, but I started nurse practitioner school in January of this year, 2020, and I literally just finished my first semester a little over a week ago. It was April 25th was like my official last day of first semester. But guys, guess what? My second semester started on Monday, May 4th. Isn't that amazing? I legit had a little over a week um, of break before my second semester started. So as I said before, I started my first semester in nurse practitioner school in January, and I decided to go the acute care route. So the specific title of my program is, or my track rather, is Adult Gerontology Acute Care Nurse Practitioner. And so that's the route I decided to take. I decided against going the FNP route because I knew that I didn't want to work with kids. So in my head, if I don't want to work with kids, I'm not going to learn anything about them. Um, so that was one of the main reasons why I decided not to go the family nurse practitioner route. Another reason was that I wanted to be able to work in the hospital or work in more critical units, which, as times evolve, family nurse practitioners are not in the hospital as often as they used to be, or at least they're not being hired as they used to be hired. So going the acute care route will allow me to work in the hospital or in critical units, and also, work outpatient depending on what type of specialty it is. So that's why I chose acute care. Um, so my program is 23 months, or let's just say 2 years, and it's straight through the years, as I'm sure pretty much all grad NP programs are. So I have classes in the spring, summer, and the fall, which it sucks, but at least I'll be able to like knock them out quicker than if I was just taking 2 semesters a year. So what I forgot to mention about my program is that it's primarily an online program, although there are portions in the semester or in the semesters to come where we have to go to campus to either practice or learn skills. So we call those OCIs, or on-campus intensives. Um, and 95% of the learning. So this semester, or rather my spring semester, I took 3 classes, which were a total of 7 credits. So my first class, or let's say the class with the least credits, was Anatomy for Healthcare Professionals. That was a 1 credit class. But let me tell you guys real quick, the work was not a 1 credit class, but we'll get to that. My second class was Healthcare Ethics. That was 2 credits. And my last class was Advanced Physiology and Pathophysiology, which was 4 credits. So pathophysiology, that was the beast. It is the beast that every nurse practitioner student talks about, but I passed it. But we'll get on to that. So also, something to note about my program is the grading system is on an A minus program. So before like being in this program, I've never been graded according to like A minus or like C minus or C plus system, but now I am. So that definitely throws like a wrench or like a ball in like all of this. First class I'm going to talk about is healthcare ethics. Um, Honestly, this was the class I worried about the least. As you guys can probably tell from the title, or maybe from past experience, or just um, from somebody telling you about the class, it's essentially just talking about the ethical issues that we tend to face as healthcare providers, and also in the clinical practice or just in practice. So that is pretty much all we talked about, or of course, that's what the class is. In that class, we had a lot of oral presentations, a lot of class discussions, and we had a few papers, but they really weren't long in length. They only had to be about 2 to 3 pages per paper, and the papers are spread out throughout the semester. So it really wasn't that heavy of a class. So with ethics, I got an A. Now on to anatomy. Anatomy was my 1 credit course, and as I mentioned earlier, even though that course is a 1 credit course, it required a lot more time than a traditional 1 credit course. It even required more time than my 2 credit course, healthcare ethics. Um, so of course with anatomy, you're learning about the body, the muscles, the nerves, the brain, etc. And so we had a total of 3 exams. We had a total of 3 exams, but there were 2 portions to our exams. So we had the written portion and then we had the cadaver portion. And so, we had to prep for that. And that's a lot of work, especially if you want to get an A. So there's really not much to say about anatomy, really just that the work was way more than its credit. But I got an A. Last but not least, the beast, pathophysiology. Guys, let me tell you, this class stressed me out. Happy my program had it in a way where I took it first semester and then that was that. Um, so with patho, there's so much to learn in so little time. I'm actually really grateful that some other students in other classes, other patho classes, we actually like came together and we would work on our class objectives via Google Doc. That helped so much. It's literally over 200 pages long, but it helped so much just with just getting like the important information in a Google Doc, the important information that we had to know, especially for exams. So that honestly saved so much time because in the very beginning, I was like literally reading the book word for word, page per page. And guys, no, don't ever do that unless you have an unlimited amount of time. No. So I'm super happy we had that group. Um, there were so many readings. Not only did you have to read what was in a textbook, there were also like case studies that we had to do weekly. And there were just other little information. Oh, we had study guides also to complete before our synchronous session. Our synchronous sessions are our Zoom classes. Um, we had, as I said, study guides to complete before sync session so that, when we come to class, we have questions, or maybe not, we don't have questions based off of our study guide, but still, that was just another element to add on to all the other work we had to do for that class. And as I said earlier, every time I caught up with a section, I was behind with the next section. Like, come on. So honestly, Patho was a struggle. We had 4 exams in that class. My first 2 exams, I got 80%, so I got B's, but they still had me below an 80%. And I believe this is true for all NP programs, but you need a minimum of an 80% to pass a class. So exam 3, I got like an 84 or something like that. So it pushed me over the threshold at 80%. I think I was like an 80.5 or something like that. Then my points for like class participation and all that came in, so it had me to like an 81. So here comes like the last exam, exam 4. It was literally like a make it or break it exam. If I failed this exam, I would have failed the class. Of course, if I did good an exam, I would pass the class. So I was honestly so stressed for exam 4. I felt, prior to taking it, I felt like I hadn't spent enough time reviewing the material or just knowing it in and out. I was honestly super stressed. Um, what else? And I was to the point where I was thinking in my head, okay, look, with your 3 other exams, you haven't bombed an exam. The lowest you've got on your exams prior to this, you all got an 80 and above. You have not failed your exams. So how bad could you do on this 4th exam? But, so I was still psyching myself out, so I had to pray. I just gave it all to God. I took my patho exam, and, as I finished it, I was like, Lord, it's in your hands. And, like, as I look or go on to the next page where it shows you, like, the score, we use exams off. So it tells us the score we got right after we finished the exam. And it still has to be reviewed by the teachers or the course coordinator. But, that my preliminary score showed, I think it was 65 out of 70. When I saw that, I was like, what? 65 out of 70? Like I calculated on my calculator and I saw it was like a 92 and 93%. And I was like, whoa. So I got an A. I only got 5 questions wrong and got an A on my last exam in patho. I was so shook, but like shook in a good way. I was shook. I was so like in awe just of things. Listen, guys, if you know, you know. But that reassured me that I would stay to be, that I wasn't gonna fail patho, and I was just so excited. So I don't even know the words. I don't know the words right now, but listen, patho, as I said, was a struggle, but thank you, Lord, I got through it. Overall, my grades for the semester were I got an A in healthcare ethics, I got an A minus in anatomy, and I got a B in patho. So super grateful for my grades. They look pretty good, for a first semester student. So some takeaways I've taken away from the semester are: number one, start learning the material early. Don't wait until the last minute or until like 2 days before class to start learning the material. Like literally in one module, there would be like 10 different videos you have to watch, or 20 different videos you have to watch. Like the amount of work is so overwhelming, can be extremely consuming if you don't pace yourself out. And the last takeaway I've learned is I know more than I think I do. So I just need to have faith in myself, have confidence in myself. Of course, not be cocky, but be humble. Again, confident, have faith in myself, and have faith in God, Lord, that He who brought me to this will not just drop me off of the sidewalk and be like, you good. He's going to see me through all of this. So definitely thank God for this first semester. But that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely like the video if you liked it. Leave a comment down below. Also, give me some video suggestions. I don't mind doing them. Um, and give me some feedback. Take care, guys. Bye.